my very first Flash episode review. Are you guys excited? Because I know I, for one, cannot wait. What's going on, YouTube? So the episode starts off with Barry having dreams about Iris dying, and he's apparently been having these dreams very frequently lately because my poor man Barry is terrified of losing his one true love and sweetheart, Iris. Barry, don't even worry about it, bro. Because if there's one guy fast enough to stop the future from happening, it's you.
What about Kid Flash, Smurf?
Yeah, like I said, Barry got this. So Wally is going around learning the ropes from Barry, and people are starting to critique him a little bit, saying that he just sits back and watches as the Flash does all the work. Funny that this happened because I had a feeling that they may go in this direction storyline wise. Let's just hope that this doesn't lead to where I'm scared that it might, which is Kid Flash fighting with his ego instead of his brain and getting himself killed. So I have to admit that I didn't warm up to HR as quickly as some of you did, because quite frankly, I got tired of falling in love with one version of Harrison Wells just for him to completely change his personality once again. But I have to admit, just like the previous two versions, I love me some HR. He provides a lot of comedic relief, and he is, at least I think, a lot similar to the last version, but a lot more exaggerated. I feel like the last version of Harrison Wells was starting to act a lot like HR slowly over time, more so towards the end. But I mean, maybe I'm wrong. Let me know what you guys think about that. So Caitlin is still on a mission to get rid of her powers before she potentially turns into Killer Frost. And she turns to Draco Malfoy, I'm sorry, Julian Dorn for help. So Iris knows something is really wrong with Barry and these nightmares that he's been having. And as she tries to get him to open up, of course, trouble arises and Barry has to split. Want to talk about the perfect way to get out of a conversation you don't want to have with your girlfriend? Just tell her that there's like a huge crime going on and you have to go handle it. What is she gonna do? Tell you that you can't go? Yeah, exactly. Back in the Flash, so Caitlin ends up asking Julian to go work at Star Labs, and guys, these two have displayed more chemistry in moments in just one episode alone than Snowberry has in 3 seasons. Now, I realize that's not saying much of anything really, but still. It's the truth and you know it. But I guarantee you that Snowberry shippers will overlook this and continue to live in their land of denial, where Snowberry is actually a thing and no lame interracial couples are there to ruin their Snowberry Christmas. So Barry goes to talk to HR and his thoughts about changing the future. Obviously still very, very concerned about Iris as he always is. And he wants to know HR's opinion on the future being fixed versus being able to change it. And HR believes the future is fixed, no matter how much you try to change it. Nah, bruh. I believe destiny is fixed, and Westallen is destined to be together forever. So, I love you, HR, but fuck you, HR. So after the Flash defeats Murillo, and this part slightly confused me because Barry started having flashbacks, quote unquote, of future events. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think Barry was trying to change future events, which is why he hesitated so much to stop Murillo. But then Kid Flash comes in and saves him anyways. I'm almost positive that this was the case, but it's it's really hard for me sometimes to keep up with the Flash and all of its logic because it rarely makes sense. So after the big museum opening failure, Julian comes by to accept Caitlin's invitation to join Star Labs. And after a bunch of convincing, Barry has agreed to think about it. And during all of this, Caitlin actually spoke directly to Barry. I mean, since the bar for shipping Snowberry is so low, I would imagine that this moment has to crack the top 5 of greatest Snowberry moments ever, right? So Barry finally shows Iris what the future actually really holds and how he's supposed to disappear and or die in the future. And even though the column was originally written by her, it changed. You know what that tells me? It tells me that there's hope. Change it again. God damn it. Change it as many times as you need to until you get it right. I don't know why I'm being dramatic when I have like zero fear of Westallen not being in game. Let me calm down. And after further review about my previous comments, I was right. I was right about Barry not stopping Plunder in an attempt to change the future. I mean, I figured, but I just wanted to make sure. And Barry swears on both of his parents' lives that he will protect Iris. Aren't both of your parents dead, bruh? How is that any different from swearing on a pile of rocks? Not very reassuring, dude. Just saying. So now the mission officially begins. Find out exactly which events occur before Iris's death and change it. Cisco, time to vibe us to the future, baby. Woo! So after vibing, Barry and Cisco began to read all of the major headlines from the future. One of them being Killer Frost still at large. Aw, shit. And also, Star Labs Museum closing. Sorry about that, HR. However, HR is in this version of the future, and he has a rifle pointed at Salvatore. But Iris still dies. What the fuck? HR, you useless piece of shit. Cisco was right about you, you prick. So after Plunder escapes, it's about time to go catch him. And Wally has to be the one to do it because Barry did it in the future, and this would alter the timeline. Go get him, Kid Flash. Do it for your sister. No. Do it for Westallen. And he didn't disappoint. My boy proved himself today. And anyone who takes a hand in making Westallen endgame is fine by me. So the episode ends with a big get-together with everyone accepting Julian onto the team. And the ending of this episode left me a bit confused. Either I forgot something or something entirely new is going on here. Every time that there's a big break in between episodes, I always forget something. And this is one of those shows that you really have to pay attention or you're gonna left being confused sooner or later. And I feel like this possibly could be one of those moments for me. So if this isn't new and somebody wants to explain why I'm a moron that needs to pay attention, please don't hesitate to do so in the comment section below. But overall, I really enjoyed this episode just like I do 99% of Flash episodes. I mean, really, there is probably only one moment in the whole entire series where I ever really felt even a little bit bored. And I think that was at the beginning of either season 2 or maybe it was season 3. One of those seasons, at the beginning, I was feeling a little bit bored, but obviously that was a very, very temporary feeling. For the most part, this is one of the more consistent shows, in my opinion, that really stays consistently good throughout, with no real letdown times and no real letdown seasons. Knock on wood, don't want to jinx everything. But yeah, I mean, overall, Westallen is still beautiful, Snowberry is still non-existent, HR is still hilarious, and the show is overall still very exciting. So really, same old, but in a good way. But let me know what you guys thought about this episode in the comment section below. And if you guys really enjoy my videos and want to help me make many more videos for you guys going forward, check out that Patreon link in the description box. And if you guys enjoyed this video, you know what to do. But as always, until next time.